You know when you do this and you get some snot that works into your brush and is now in your contour? Yeah. Her brows were the kind of first thing that I noticed, and I loved them because of how full they are at the front and how much they taper to the end. So when I did my soap brow today, I just pulled the tail a little thinner. So I'm using stylized pencil because I like my base to be gray. I should probably show you the look that we're going for, hey? I'm gonna do this photo of her here because it was the first one that I found of her on Instagram. I never found her on YouTube. I don't venture onto YouTube. There's like a couple people that I follow, but I don't really look around. So I actually found this photo on Instagram and I was like, wow, I wanna look like that. I'm not into like true crime at all. Like I'll listen to it and stuff like that, but I'm not one of those people. I enjoy watching her do her makeup and not having to listen to makeup conversation. I filled in the front part and then I'm gonna just fill downwards. And then to emphasize the fact that this is thinner, I'm gonna draw in more down here, but ever so slightly. This is my good brow. I'm gonna fill in the peak a little higher and come straight down and then even out that front part. And I'm just gonna take stylized to blend out that bottom edge. I think I did a good job. Now I need to nail this shape. She takes her color up really high. So I'm gonna go in with Contemplative Slate on a 221. Start where I really want it to end. And then go in here. Clean 217 and buffing that around. I've recreated a couple of her looks. Her makeup in general is very on point with mine. I like watching her for like color and shape inspo. I'm gonna go in with Tete Tint. Color's going like right up into the eyebrow bone. I'm gonna mix saddle and brown script together and that 221. And I'm gonna follow my natural crease and then just take that first 217 and buff it out. Oh, I like this shape that we have going on here. A little bit of Tete Tint, that first color, and buff just over top. Those are so large, you can't even, I'm gonna take cork. I'm gonna start to deepen that crease again. I need to think about my brush choices. I need to get better at that. I may use whatever and make it work. I need to do better. With like a fairly small flat brush, I'm gonna pick up espresso. I'm gonna darken inside the eye there and a little outside. And then going back to that 217 that has Tete Tint on it, I'm just gonna buff those in. 217, I'm picking up more brown script and just kind of repeating those same steps just to continue to deepen it. Switch to a 239 and pick up Pleasing to the Eye. Yeah, that's kind of the color I see. I'm gonna layer a few to make this work. This is a risk. Take a bit of sandstone. Yes, and put it over top. Okay, sick. Always go with your gut. I always get nervous showing my palette on camera because they're always like dirty and stuff like that. But then I thought about it. I'm like, it's because I actually fucking use them. I do makeup for a living. I do makeup all the time. This is what your palettes should look like. Don't let the internet confuse you and think that like everything needs to be perfect. Half the people you're seeing, they're getting their stuff for the first time. It's their first time using it, and that's why it looks brand new. I'm here to break all the internet myths. I'm gonna go in with Sculpture, House Labs, just to lay down a line, that 239. gonna act as my like base and guideline. So when I put the concealer down and it starts to buff over these, there's still a base for the shadows to buff into, and that layering process makes everything look a little bit more diffused. I'm not too worried about this part being perfect because we're about to go in with concealer. Okay, so bright forecast. One thing that I do really appreciate about her makeup routine is how long she spends blending in her stuff. Like, blend that concealer till the end of the video. My ultimate like favorite thing about her is I watched her on live one day and she was talking about a spray, Fix Plus but something different, and she drenched her skin in it. She said that her skin was really dry. It was how she like makes her makeup last, and I was like, this is it. Somebody gets me with my 52 sprays of Fix Plus every time I do my makeup. I'm gonna go back to building the eye now. I'm gonna go into the saddle on a 239 and press this right along and take that 217, bring it down. And I'm using the 217 because I want it to buff out quite a bit, but still a bit of precision at the same time, where the 224 would be like a little bit too big for that. I'm gonna take Tete Tint and buff over top as well. I'm doing like a heavier, grungier eye. A little bit of darkness under the eyes, never hurt anybody. My favorite House Labs liner, my favorite black liner ever. It up right on a 228. I'm gonna press right along the inner lash and bring it up slightly, but not too much. And then the outer black on the eyes is way more impactful when you're like very selective about where you put it, because you can get the depth and intensity from darker colors and then just add that hint of black and it just takes it over. If you just pack this whole area in with black, there's nowhere to go from there. So it should be one of the last colors that you use. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that flat brush. I'm gonna take cork and I'm just gonna press over top. Wow, I'm obsessed with myself as usual. Take Burn from House Labs and just etch out where I want to put a little bit of dark brown shadow and darken that outer corner. With a bit of Tete Tint on the 239, we're gonna buff. Now I'm gonna do my lightest concealer further down here. It's okay if concealer touches the shadow or if you don't bring it all the way up, because we're just gonna blend more shadow anyways. Go in with NW35 Studio Fix powder. I'm taking a mixture of brown script and saddle and just really softly buffing it down. And now on a 224, I'm gonna take Tete Tint, buff those edges super far out. I'm gonna take Outre 224 and just to the outside corners. Script and darken in here. And then also a bit of espresso, which is our dark brown. So you can see just over time we lost the brightness that was on the lid. I'm gonna take Brulee and I'm gonna sweep that right over the lid. Nailed it. Go under the brow with Brulee as well. This is the Illuminating Banana Powder. It's honestly the best loose powder I've ever used. Taking a 240, pressing that in. I added mascara. The liner that I used in my waterline is Open Wide from House Labs, which is like, it's honestly a pastel pink, but I love it in the waterline. Let's wipe away this powder because I desperately need blush. I look sickly right now. I'm gonna take some So Natural. Blush one. And then I'm gonna go in with Humor Me. These are my staples. I'm gonna do a little on the nose. Here's the Liquid Glow in Perla from Anastasia. I'm going to contour, obviously. And then just because I want a jaw like hers, my lighter concealer, and on the back part of the jaw, we're gonna brighten it. As always, brighten with C3. Okay, so I just need to make sure that this isn't as perfect. Like I lifted it, but now I need to diffuse the edge. I'm gonna work backwards. I'm gonna take Subculture and color in the lip. And then I'm gonna take Stone and shape the mouth. I'm just gonna take my BB blender and go across. I want a little bit more color, so I'm taking the Selena Vive from MAC. What do you guys think? Do you love it? Would you wear it? Let me know in the comment. Thanks to everybody who told me that I remind them of her. This was fun. I might do a series because I have no video ideas, and I love her makeup, so I might recreate a couple more. Guys, that's a look. Thanks so much for watching. If you don't already, follow me on TikTok. I eat a lot of snacks there. Thank you for 18K. If you have come over from TikTok and you're watching me on YouTube now, I appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram. I post a lot of makeup content on there as well. But this encourages you to try things outside your comfort zone and do stuff that you love and not what other people tell you to love. That's all I got for you today. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.